Hey there, quirky people. I don't know if you guys are enjoying Hawkeye, but I'm certainly loving the show. Just like Hawkeye is a very low-key character, this series has also been pretty low-key. It hasn't generated the kind of hype that the previous shows like Loki did. So maybe Marvel would want Hawkeye to be more like Loki in terms of viewership numbers. Okay, enough with the confusing terms. What I mean is that the show is pretty good, and it has certainly raised a few questions in our minds. The biggest of them came from the recent episode as we were left asking about the uncle of Maya Lopez, who leads the Tracksuit Mafia.
Uncle will take you home after class. I'll see you tonight.
But do you really want to argue that it's someone besides Kingpin? I mean, come on. Vincent D'Onofrio has been gunning for a return as Wilson Fisk. Charlie Cox is totally back as Matt Murdock in Spider-Man No Way Home. And besides a relationship with him, Fisk is closely related to Maya Lopez in the comics. So, the writing's on the wall for the identity of Maya's uncle. It is none other than our favorite New York crime boss, Kingpin. And to be honest, this wasn't even a big question for anyone.
Yes, he is, but he's not making any headway.
Just like people predicted Kang's appearance in Loki, they're also sure about Kingpin's appearance in Hawkeye. It definitely won't be another Mephisto situation where Marvel would disappoint us by revealing a different villain. So, the question of Kingpin's appearance in Hawkeye shouldn't even be asked. The right question to ask is, what does he really want from the exclusive Avengers Watch that the Tracksuit Mafia stole? That's what we'll try to answer today. But first, I'm gonna play this obligatory intro that was delayed. Thanos made a mess of the Avengers compound. There was a lot of wreckage that was carried out of the place, and clearly, some of it did end up in the wrong hands. That's how Hawkeye's Ronin suit and sword ended up in the secret illegal auction. The auctioneers also had some other stuff to sell. But people are quite inquisitive about the watch that the Tracksuit Mafia took with them. I mean, they hit the auction specifically for that watch.
We've got 90 seconds to find the watch. Everything else is secondary.
Let's go, bro.
What was so special about it? And why does Kingpin want it? The simple answer to this question could be that this watch was very expensive or iconic, and Kingpin didn't want to pay for it, so he decided to have it stolen. But that would be so petty and simple. It can't just be that easy, or even about the money. Kingpin would have enough money to buy any watch that he likes. And it can't even be about raising his status symbol, because come on. Would a big mob boss have an auction crashed so he could get a mere watch that raises his status in society? This is the MCU we are talking about. We have to go a little further than this. I believe that this little time teller has to be some crazy piece of technology, since it is coming from the Avengers compound. Assuming that the watch was designed by Stark, it must have had some advanced features besides showing time. Till now, we've seen Tony playing with 3 watches in the MCU. The first one was the limited edition Dora the Explorer watch that he took from Harley Keener in Iron Man 3.
Careful there, it's a limited edition.
But that was destroyed, so it can't have any relation with this new one. Tony's second iconic watch came in Captain America Civil War. We saw him turn it into a weaponized nanotech gauntlet. So maybe this watch also hides a gauntlet in it. And Kingpin wants to reverse engineer its tech, so he could have it mass-produced for himself and his army of goons like the Tracksuit Mafia. But there's a third possibility as well. In Endgame, Tony was able to design a fully functioning time-space GPS that allowed the Avengers to navigate through time.
Regardless, fixed it. A fully functioning time-space GPS. I just want peace.
So maybe this watch isn't just a time teller, but a time traveler. But if that is the case, then you ought to think of what Kingpin would want to do with a time-traveling device. Is the MCU following a similar story to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? Is he looking to bring his dead wife and son back from the past or the multiverse? Well, I'm sure that Marvel will make things that complicated or similar to Sony's animated Spider-Man franchise. So, I'd like to go with the previous option. This watch could be a weapon like Tony's wrist gauntlet from Civil War. It would be fun to imagine what other cool Avengers tech might be floating around the world. This little plot point could actually give us a lead into the upcoming Armor Wars series, but more on that later. For now, you guys should tell us what you think about our theory. Is the Avengers Watch a mere status symbol, or a piece of tech that could be weaponized? Let us know in the comments. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on our future content. Okay, that's all for now. Goodbye!